My name is Rainer Gutierrez, and today I'll be talking about making a pizza. This is my lovely audience, all watching me through the streaming service. One sec, just got my notes ready. Making a pizza. If you're not a fan of carbs, you probably need to leave. The door, just to the left. Thanks. All jokes aside, the ingredients of a pizza are always going to be dough, sauce, and toppings of choice, of course. However, there are many styles that people prefer. There's many types of people and there's many types of styles. Everyone's going to always have their preferred. Today, I'll be explaining step by step making a pizza, explaining the varieties, the types, crust. To start off, it's going to be mainly your dough. Your dough going to be made out of salt, water, sugar, flour, yeast. This all comes in the factor of making the New York style pizza, which is the most popular one in the United States. Finally, we're going to finish it off with the toppings, garnish, cooking, prepping. All right, starting off, prepping the dough. Your dough is going to have salt, water, sugar, flour, yeast. This will always make up your dough. When you're making your dough, you're going to add your sugar, your water, and your yeast into a mixture, a bowl, and let it stir. You're typically going to want to use a mixture, not your hands, because your arm is going to be very tired. You're going to keep mixing it until the dough is mainly where the sides of the bowl is going to form all into a ball. It's going to be all in a dough. You're going to do that for 10 minutes, and then you're going to add your salt and flour. You're going to do this slowly. The reason why you do it 10 minutes after is because if you add salt with the yeast, it prevents it from rising and creating the fluffy dough that we're working towards. So when you add the flour and salt, you're going to keep mixing it until it looks nice and fluffy. Once your dough is formed into a ball, you're going to take it out, and you're going to mold the dough on your lubricated work surface. Just with oil, any type of oil you like. Butter if you prefer that, of course. Then you're going to fold it onto itself. So you have your dough, palm of your hand. You're going to keep folding it inward, side by side, and you seal it at the top. Once you've molded it and lubricated it, you're going to put it for 24 hours in a refrigerator or a walk-in, anywhere cold, of course. This is for fermentation. When fermentating, you can use a plastic bag, mainly anything around the house. Usually, we want to keep this simple and around the house. Once well lubricated, it should be set in the fridge. Once the dough is done fermenting, it's been 24 hours, you're going to take it out, let it sit till about room temperature. That's where it's nice, soft, it'll like Play-Doh, but way softer. Dump that bad boy onto a pile of flour. Go crazy. Unless you don't want to be messy, then keep it in a controlled area. You're going to take it out, grab the dough, put it on the flour. Make sure you have a lot of flour. The dough's going to eat up a lot of flour. And make sure you have your hands covered. You don't want the dough sticking to you. So just cover your hands like this, powder them. And the dough, it's going to keep eating it up, so just mix it on, put it on, cover it up in dough. And you're going to gently, on the corners of the dough, not the edges. You don't want to do the edges. You're going to just tap your fingers like this. You want to kind of like massage, try to flatten it. And then once you've done that, moved it around a little bit, you're going to start stretching it a little bit. So this is corner, boom, stretch, spin, stretch, spin, stretch, over and over like that. And then once it's kind of a circle about like this size maybe, you're going to pick it up with your knuckles, hold it, and you're going to keep turning it like this. You're not going to force the dough. The dough's going to be doing it itself. It's just going to be stretching. This is all from the fermentation. It's going to be all loose. Once that happens, your canvas is basically ready. And you're going to put this on a pan if you'd like. one of the wood cutting boards or the pizza boards. Let that sit there. Then we're gonna move on to your sauce for your pie pizza. Your sauce, typically gonna be made, it takes a couple of hours to get a good sauce. The sauce is gonna be first, unless you like your pizza dry or any other reason, I'm not one to judge. Mix together the tomato paste, water, olive oil. You're gonna mix this, add garlic, salt, bit of pepper for taste, of course, oregano, basil, rosemary. Mix and let this stand for several hours, and then just spread it on the dough. This doesn't need to be cooked. You're just spreading it on the dough. Just a simple sauce, but you're gonna wanna let it sit. Your dough is now a canvas. It's an art piece. You're gonna put toppings of your choice, but make sure it's thin, your toppings, like portobello mushrooms, pepperoni, pineapple. You want thin slices of pepperoni, thin cuts of meat, especially with chicken. You really want it to be no pink. Don't want to get sick from a pizza. And just put that around, evenly spread for cooking and everything. Toppings of your choice, pepperonis, all those, of course. Begin with some seasoning. Oregano is personally one of my favorites. You can just top it off before cooking. You could put some other mixtures of seasoning, paprika, stuff like that. Typically how you want the pizza to taste. And you're gonna prep the oven for 425, and you're going to do it, it's gonna be a home oven, of course. You're gonna let that just sit there. It's gonna take about 15-20 minutes to cook. You're gonna want to wait until you see the pizza golden brown on the crust, and that's how you know if it's cooked. If you did put a lot of toppings, or if it's not thin enough for the toppings, just let it sit extra. If anything, just lower the heat until it cooks thoroughly. And if you'd like, when you take out the pizza, you can put more seasoning, a pinch of salt maybe, more oregano if that wasn't enough. Depends. Again, it's your pizza. Pineapple, not a fan favorite, but people still do it. It's your type. And this, of course, being the New York style pizza, very common. Most popular one in the United States. I've thoroughly explained how to make a New York style pizza, and I detailed it with steps, being the crust, the dough, how to prepare it, the sauce, toppings, how to cook. Making a pizza can be very simple. It is very simple. But it's just what you put onto the pizza which makes it very complex. When cooking stuff like something simple like pizza, it brings out characteristics. It brings out what you are. Typically being your personality comes on to the canvas, the dough. Thank you so much. One sec till I show you my lovely audience again. This is them, they could see me. Some people are camera shy. One sec while I show you my notes. These are the notes I took. I'll just hold it up straight. Sorry, camera quality, it's broken. Just the steps to remind me. Thank you so much.